Now let's move on to a segment for younger venture capitalists or venture capitalists just starting out. This is for someone like me or who's in my position, just going to college or who's already in college. How much weight does a candidate's college background or the college that they're from, the course that they pursued, carry when they are breaking into venture compared to something like raw intellect, judgment, or just the general ability to source and evaluate deals?
Oh, that's a great question, Navan. I think the way it generally works is it does have Ivy Leagues or elite universities
Yeah.
does provide or open up doors for individuals who are looking to enter that space. Generally, VC space is very competitive. It is expanding. It's a small network. It used to be a small network. Now it is expanding. But I would still say that yes, depending on what university you go to, that will certainly impact the amount of time you need to break into that space. Universities like Harvard and Stanford and Wharton and some other universities, they have very solid programs that enable these students to do internships very early on with some of the top VC firms. And I think that's incredibly helpful. In the end, what matters is how soon you get into that space, build your network, build your credibility, and grow from there. So short answer is I think it's very helpful, and it carries a lot of weight. The other component is that having intellect, having the ability to work hard, hustle and do all the things that you need to do to differentiate yourself, can that also lead you to that industry and the roles? Yes. But that is really coming down to your ability to connect with the right person or the right team and they believing in you to be able to give you that chance. So, yes, there is a path to that. I wouldn't discourage you that there is no path that one can take in that direction. Is just that that requires a lot more grit compared to the previous the former one that I talked about. Also, some of the times I've seen is that some of these programs, including MIT and others, like
Yeah.
they have a the way they break into early stage VC career is where you are building. Again, I'm coming back to domain. If you are an AI scientist who is very interested in learning about VC space. So now, with the network, that alumni network that these
Mm.
universities have, that again can unlock doors for you at an early stage. So even if you don't have any VC experience, you can have a 6-month internship or a 9-month co-op with some of these venture firms.
At the colleges, like while you're studying at college.
While you are studying during summer, yes, you can
Got
be
it.
at a venture firm. And I think that's incredibly helpful for someone at that early age.
Just to add to your point, also for those interested in venture capital, pursuing it just after college, most of these top colleges have great student-run venture programs. Like they have these student-run venture funds. You can consult real-life companies, conduct research, work with those pursuing master's degrees at those colleges. Like for example, your Princeton, Yale's, Harvard's, who have great
Hmm.
economics, business, and finance related models. You can like work with the people studying MBAs over there. Obviously they also will be top talent since they've gotten into those colleges. So you can work with these people, gain experience early on, so that will like steady out that transition from college to venture capital. But I wanted to add to this question. I've heard this misconception of these top colleges, they aren't as important as what you make out of the colleges. And while it's true, you have to make the best with the college you have. As being someone
Hmm.
who's gone to a top business college, can you say how going to NYU, how that impacted you and how that changed the trajectory of your career?
Yeah, no, that's by far one of the most important questions for young adults. And I think the way I think about top MBA or top college programs is that see, it doesn't make you any smarter. It doesn't have these programs are not going to teach you any new content or different content. How are they different is I would say on two or three levels. One is their faculty. Their faculty are one of the top faculties in that space in terms of what they are teaching or bringing to the classroom. They have real world experience. They work with real companies and industries. So very important in what faculty they have.
Yeah.
Second is that what alumni network in the end, that's what you are going to have when you graduate from these programs is a degree and an alumni network.
Mm.
And I do think that many of these programs or colleges have close knit network, and which is
Yeah.
I'm speaking from my experience at Stern, the great faculty, amazing alumni network. So the alumni network is incredibly meaningful when you are either you're breaking into a new space, transitioning from current job to a new role, or just learning about what's going on with your fellow alumni. I think it's that's a great asset as a program. And the third component is, I would say, is the environment where if you go in a place where, and when I say environment, is what I mean by is your fellow current class students, the intellect, the intellectual quotient, the intellectual capital, the emotional capital that you will have around you for 4 years or 2 years, depending on the program, will really shape you in a very different way
Correct.
compared to when you compare different programs. So those are the three things that I see
Yeah.
as a differentiator in these programs.
Awesome. Moving on to something not as related, but something that we hear all around us now, AI like taking jobs. How has the rise of AI reshaped like the competitive dynamics for like junior talent, junior bankers or venture capitalists looking to secure a job as an analyst or associate, or just an initial job that you get in an investment banking or venture capital firm?
Yes, I like your questions, Nevan. I think this one is something that we are dealing with
Hmm.
as we speak, because you're right. The pace at which the technology is evolving, the dependency on the technology, the belief in the technology is evolving at a very rapid scale. Um, it is impacting the way we are looking at recruiting. I'd say it is not completely replacing human talent at this stage. It
Yeah.
may at some point in future, we don't know how quickly that will come, but
Mhm.
it is impacting to the extent that if I were to hire four analysts, I may hire two or three and have those analysts a reduced workforce and have them use AI to fill in for the
Okay.
third or the fourth analyst.
Mhm.
So it is impacting. So when you now translate that across all global opportunities, yes, there is that reduction in requirement to hire for junior level talent, because some or much of the work is repetitive at times. And if AI is able to address it, then companies are reconsidering how much they want to use AI in some of the work that analysts are doing.
Hmm. Awesome. Now moving on, in a person's like initial years in venture capital, what is one skill or what is one core attribute that you believe gets put to the test the most?
One core attribute
Mhm.
for somebody seeking a job in venture capital is that is most valuable.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's an interesting one. It's tough to pick one.
Or you can pick like two or
Um,
three. That's fine.
yeah, I think at a junior level, it is important for someone who can simplify and articulate what a company is doing and then kind of quantify it. So quantitative skills is important. And then if any level of any experience in the marketplace. What I mean by that is that I think I'll come back to that domain component again. At that level, is somewhere, what I would need from my analyst is he or she can kind of help me quantify the opportunity. And how do you do that? You are very comfortable with numbers. You can build business models in Excel or similar programs, and then you are familiar with the market trends, either through your educational background or just your deep knowledge in the space. I think those are the key components. And I mean, needless to say that exceptional drive and hardworking, those are like table
Yeah.
stakes. I mean, I don't even want to put that as a separate item. That is a must, that's a requirement. But I'm talking beyond that, in terms of how you be more successful, efficient, and bring value to the table at a junior level. It
Yeah.
changes over time, but yes, I hope that helps.
So just jumping back to the AI point, or the AI aspect of venture capital, the skill that you said, like quantifying opportunities, identifying trends in the market, can't AI just do that for you now? Why do you
Yes.
need someone to do that in venture capital now?
Yes, it does that. I think, and there are a lot of AI platforms that are out there comparing companies base. They take all the inputs which is out in the public domain and then give you a score, a risk score, a probability to exit score, potential valuation. There's all sorts of interesting technologies and platforms that are being built that you don't need so much human intervention or like human like support.
Mhm.
But I think you still need some, maybe to the point is I don't need five, but I maybe need one or two-person team to help me make sure that what I see is what it is. Because
Hmm.
even if AI is doing it, I would rather have, this is coming to the point where can I fully trust it? What if
Hmm.
it's making a mistake? Or what
Yeah.
if it's, it's biased in some ways? And when
Hmm.
you're trying to deploy capital, you don't want to leave any stone unturned. So that's where the human reliance is helpful. But maybe to the point after, say, 3 or 5 years, maybe that also goes away.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah, and I think the other component is where also, as some early stage career, you I would rather I like the my teammates to be meeting with and taking meetings with
Yeah.
a lot of companies who want to work with us. That's something that I cannot do myself, and I cannot
Yeah.
have AI do. So again, that human interaction, right? Somebody's interested to work with our fund or with our company. They want to meet, a CEO wants to meet somebody from the team. That's I will again need that level of human interaction.
Got it. Understood.